From the road, in the Laupahoehoe section of the Hilo Forest Reserve, Steve Bergfeld of the Hawaii Department of Land and Natural Resources spots the enormous towering Ohia tree, its thick branches now completely without leaves. The Hawaii Island Branch Manager for the DLNR Division of Forestry and Wildlife wants to get a close-up look at this tree after a technician first spotted it and took samples a week ago. 2 laboratory tests have confirmed that this very old tree was killed by the fast-moving fungal infection known as rapid Ohia death.
Well, it's really devastating to look at the forest and see the damage that rapid Ohia death is doing to our ecosystem and our watersheds. These trees have been here for hundreds of years, and to see them go down to a disease like this is really heartbreaking.
Across Hawaii Island, the disease is killing trees and devastating tens of thousands of acres of native forest. First reported in the Puna district in 2010, the latest aerial surveys show that the fungus has impacted nearly 50,000 acres of forest here. Named for the rapidity in which it kills infected trees, the loss of this 100 to 130 foot tall ohia and the Laupahoehoe forest, and perhaps others around it, shows the disease has spread to the island's eastern side.
That tree is several hundred years old. It's a giant in the forest. It also supports a lot of different plant life on it, as well as bird life, and it's an important part of our ecosystem.
Ohia trees are culturally significant, and their flowers are prized for lei-making. Foresters consider ohia the most important species for protecting the state's forested watersheds for its dense canopy, where virtually all domestic water supplies originate. That's why a strong collaboration between state and federal government agencies and conservation organizations is actively researching the cause of this disease, potential treatments, and the establishment of quarantines and protocols to prevent further spread.
Spore structures. So that's one main way.
The identification of this disease tree is the latest example of this cooperative effort. The tree was spotted by a technician from the U.S. Forest Service's Institute of Pacific Island Forestry, who collected the wood samples for lab testing.
Someone actually brought in a sample of a log that showed up this fungus, and then we started doing the extensive sampling.
Verification of rapid ohia death as the tree's cause of death was done by the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Pacific Basin Agricultural Research Center in Hilo.
The most common species was a native chirodendron.
An entomologist from the University of Hawaii's College of Tropical Agriculture and Human Resources Extension Service also collected samples for research that suggest beetles are a primary cause for the spread of the fungus. Bergfeld explains the next steps involving experts from the Rapid Ohia Death Working Group.
Then we'll discuss it with the Ohia Working Group and put all the people's heads together and see what the best management strategy would be for this particular tree. But I would assume that more than likely we'll fell the tree to get it out of the wind, and we'll cover it with tarps to keep the insects from putting a lot of frass out into the air.
Experts are very concerned that with the confirmation of rapid ohia death in this tree, the disease has spread to a previously unaffected area farther up the Hamakua coast, a forest already impacted by a 2013 to 2014 outbreak of the koa looper, a native insect that defoliates entire koa trees during rare, unexplained outbreaks.